So when we talk about friends or friendship, this is how I think about it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let's think big. We all think in our life here. But let's think, how did we come to this life and where are we heading and everything. Allah created us. We did not make ourselves. We did not. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, basically, as far as the relationships, there are two kind of relationships that He showed us how to build, and he showed us this is the most important relationship. The vertical one, the relationship with Allah, and the relationship with people, right? The horizontal one. So, and that's what the Prophet ﷺ did when he migrated, and he was in the process of building a new community in Medina from the scratch. He built the masjid to start the relationship between people and Allah. First thing. And at the same time, he made this kind of friendship or ukhuwah, brotherhood between the immigrants and the Ansar. The people came from Mecca and people came from Medina, to start the relationship between him and between different segments of society. And in the meantime, he also started this pact or treaty with the Jews, the neighbors living in Medina, that we have to live in peace, we defend Medina together against any enemy, and we have our rights and all of these citizenship things. So now we are talking about the circle of our relationship with others, but it's going to be more specific. Our relationship with others, that covers our relationship with parents. The first thing, the first relationship you have with anybody is with your mother, father and mother, right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that those are number one. Think about this. We were just like this in the tummy of our mother, inside her. We all know that, but think about it for a second. We were inside her. Fully, the two systems of us are fully connected. So this is how can you think of any relationship that's closer than this? Like we were together. So this is really, it comes right after the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the right of your parents and specifically your mother. And that's what the Prophet ﷺ highlighted, your mother. That little, not piece of flesh, that little started from nothing, from a couple of one zygote, one cell or whatever, and then it grows up to be you, which is still not capable of doing anything, literally anything, and now you grow up to be who you are, to oppose your mom. That's not to say you cannot disagree, but to put her down or anything. Islam teaches us you have to know where you are. You have to respect Allah and worship Allah, and you have to respect your mom and your parents. So your parents is the first circle. And then as you grow up, you get to know your siblings, you get to know people around you, you get to know others, neighbors, people like your age you play with, you go to school, you make friends. So definitely one of the circles of our relationship with others is friendship. We are not created or meant to live in an isolated island somewhere. You cannot live by yourself. You cannot. It's not healthy. It's not going to continue. If somebody, again, imagine you wake up the next day and no one is in Panama City. No one. It is what it is, as it is. And all the stores are yours and the entire city is yours, as it is. You can go to all the condos in the beach. You can have all the boats and all the stores. You can go to the mall. It's yours. Open. Okay. It's going to be fun, right? But no one is there. And think about it. It's going to be cool, I believe, for the first couple of hours, maybe a couple of days. I don't know. It depends on who you are, where you are. But it's not going to continue. You would hate that. You would prefer to go to a much smaller place, a much worse place, but be with other people, with humans. You go anywhere. Take me to a desert. I don't want to see roads or stores or malls, but be with other people so I can talk to. And that's why one of the punishments when they punish people is they put them where? In prison, which is like kind of confinement. And then if they're gonna give them, or exile, exile is, it's kind of, take you away from your circles, right? But then they put you in prison somebody as a punishment. And if somebody is high, threat or something, they put him in what? Solitary. So disconnecting you from others is a punishment. You cannot live without that, right? You cannot live without others. But at the same time, it is something that is a source of problems, a lot of problems and a lot of tests. Allah said in the Quran that we're going to test you through one another. You will be tested through your mom, dad, friend, people around you. They're going to say bad words. How are we going to reply? So Allah is testing us, it's men. So again, back to the circle, one of the circles is friends, people around you, the people around you. Who to befriend. If we talk about the Arabic word sahib is literally like a companion, somebody who happened to be with you. It could be, he could be or she could be with you temporarily. You're riding public transportation, whatever, and somebody is next to you. That's sahib. Allah said, was sahib al-jambi. Somebody next to you. He has right on you. You have to respect that. You happen to be in an aeroplane, and somebody's next to you. They have right on you. You have to respect that. Your neighbor is sahib because they are just next to you. You have to respect that. And Islam is teaching us this. He is sahib, companion. But not every sahib, or not everybody who happened to be close to you, a classmate, for example, somebody that's neighbor, anything, not everybody would be sadiq, or a friend. A friend is somebody who is special amongst all of these companions, all of these people who happen to be somehow close to you. Not everybody who happen to be close to you physically or in the same time you live in, that they will be your friends. So friends is again, or friendship is a small circle of people that you surround yourself with. When you have a friend, you will tell them secrets. You will share with them things, emotions. You will mutually affect one another. In Arabic, as-sahibu sahib. The friend or the companion is gonna kind of psychologically or unconsciously drag you without you. You are not thinking now I have to do like her or I have to do like him. It's gonna be unconscious. You will just go their way, which is the hadith. Al-mar'u ala dini khalili. The person is gonna follow the way of their friends, no matter what. So you better from the beginning choose the good friend. Quickly looking at the Quran, and please feel free to interrupt or set forth anything that you might be thinking of. This is meant to be more of a discussion. Allah said in the Quran, I give you two ayats. One ayah first about, start with the bad guys, and then we get to the good ones. Allah tells us about the day of judgment that this day, first thing is everybody, first thing, when they wake up and everybody will say, myself, myself. You would not be worried about anybody else. يود المجرم, the criminal, the bad guys, لو يفتدي من عذاب يومئذ ببنيه. That he will say to Allah, he's my father, take him. My mother, take him. Ransom, to be a ransom for me.
Blaming each other for their sins.
Blaming each other, but even hoping that take everybody and anybody but me, including my children, the closest people to you. Take them, but leave me. So everybody would be worried about themselves when they see all of these horrific things in there. But and the people who will end up being in the hellfire, they will say what? فَمَا لَنَا مِنْ شَافِعِينَ. They will say, kind of regretting, there's nobody to intercede for us. That's after everything is done. People in Jannah went to Jannah. The heaven, people of the fire went to the fire. The people on fire, they will say, no, there was nobody to intercede for us. وَلَا صَدِيقٍ حَمِيمٍ. There was not an intimate friend for us who would help us. Why would they say that? They have probably seen some people with them in the fire, and their friends are coming to take them. Intimate friends, they happen to be good, and they will come to take them. They will intercede with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they come to the hellfire to take them. And this is directly mentioned in another hadith. The people in Jannah, they will look around, and they would recognize that day of judgment is so horrific that nobody would recognize what's going on. When you put your feet in Jannah, rest, peace. You forget everything, but then you retain, where are our friends? Where is everybody else? Did they make it? You try to imagine a catastrophe, and then everybody is panicking. You don't really care about its earthquake or volcano or whatever. And then after a while, you look around. Where is everybody? So that's probably a good example for that. So in Jannah, people will look around. Where is our friends? Some of their good friends, they say, they would know. They would not with them. They will be on the other side. So they'll say, Ya Allah, our friends. They used to pray with us. They used to do good things with us. We don't see them. Would you please let us intercede for them? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, karama, the people of Jannah, they will have dignity with Allah. We are not anymore like, we are now elevated to be physically close to Allah. Physical, like Allah would do whatever we want. And He give us ultimate level of dignity that whatever you want to have right now, we're going to give it to you. Because you have done enough in dunya. You listened to me, you did everything. Now it's time to fulfill all your requests. They will say, our friends. Oh, they still care about them. So friendship is based on care, mutual care. You care for one another. It was built on the right essence. They care for them. Allah will tell them, go to the hellfire and bring them all. Bring them just for you. If you want that, you do that. So
That means we have to go there to the hellfire.
it's not going to affect
No.
the people of Jannah. It's going to affect the people of only the hellfire, different dimensions. You see what I'm saying?
Misunderstanding. Someone says that means I will go through hell for you,
Okay, yeah, but yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving them that kind of thing, that here they are coming. And seeing that, the other people, as Allah said, the other people who did not have any friends, they would say, فَمَا لَنَا مِنْ nobody to intercede for us, وَلَا صَدِيقٍ, not even an intimate friend to come and care for us today. So that shows you how important is to have a good friend that she will benefit you in here in dunya and in the akhirah. Back to dunya, back to our life. Almost, not all, but most of bad habits, most of, somebody was good and then going the wrong way, big portion of that, big element of that is an impact of a bad friend. Most of the people who smoke, talk to any one of them. How did they start it? And I didn't smoke, I don't know, but I know for sure from so many stories that it always, big percentage, because they have seen. Otherwise, if you look at any child or any of us, you wouldn't like the smoke, the smell of a smoke. You wouldn't like it. What would make you take the unpleasant thing, and until it becomes a habit that you cannot even abandon, is because it makes you, whatever it is, it depends on the circle. Yes.
What are your views on, okay, here's my thought. You have a friend who sins more than you, and you say that when you associate with somebody, you become like them. What if you are that positive influence on them? What if you don't do those things that they do, and eventually they follow you? And what if you don't elevate yourself lower or higher than that person? You see them equal. Does that not make a correlation? Because I thought that's how we were treated as well.
Okay. I think I have a quotation in here that probably would help answer this question. But anyway, it says that the people are 2 or 3 categories. Friends. One category of friends, they are like food for everybody. You cannot live without it. You have to have food on a daily basis. Those are the very good friends. The friends that when you feel down, they will give you hope again.
Yeah.
Yes, they will be there for you. They will support you. They will teach you. They will be by your side, right? Those are the people that you always need. And there are another category of people. Forgot the second one. Yes, the second one is like the treatment. You need to take a little bit of it. Too much of it is going to be poisonous. So some people, yes, you're going to be mingling with them for a little bit, not too much. And some other people, it's poison. They are like poison. You don't want to even touch it or smell it or come close to it. So it really depends what people. and who is affecting the other the most. If you are being affected, if you see yourself going down, then they are dragging you. You are not dragging them. But if there's somebody that you know or a circle that you feel that you will be positively affecting them, then yes, that's a different story in there. But let's get back to friendship again. How does it happen? Is it a decision? Do we decide, I want to be a friend with this person? Let's start it. How does it start? Think of any personal experience. How does it start? Common interests. Okay, they share things with you. Common interest. Okay. What else? How does it start? Give me an example in your life. Okay. Conversation. We talk. All right. So sharing things, having some stuff to share somehow, right? What else? How do you make your best friend? How did you come to know each other? Trust. Okay. Like the situation. I mean, I'm trying to get there. Okay, going to school with them or spending some time with them, and then you get the chance to be close to each other somehow, right? But not everybody in the school will be your best friend or the closest to you. Your best friend might not necessarily be her best friend. She has another person. How does that? We just trying to get to this chemistry. How does it happen? People, I got a couple of good points in here. Common interests. What else? Okay, so common interests. We both like something, so we talk about it. We do it. We become friends. Okay. Sometimes you might be selective as far as friends because you might. Okay, they share with me this, but they have when you hook up with somebody, خلاص, we are friends now, then other parts of their life, they will pinch in also automatically, like, okay, now we are friends. Usually in friendship, I'm just thinking, I don't have anything solid in here. Usually we'll have somebody, I may be wrong, that's affecting the other person more, and like a sender and receiver somehow. Yes, they are friends and they are equal, but that's what comes with friendship anyway. You have some common things, but you end up subconsciously trying to imitate them or like their lifestyle or want to do that. And the evidence that I might have for that is probably, before you get to know that person, there were certain items of your life that they were not a priority, or you didn't like them much, or they were not there in the scene. They just become there because you got to know this person, and this person happened to love these things. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's normal. That is normal because your friends, we are humans. We're social. We automatically get to know and love what our friends would love. That's why we have to be selective. Which is the person to, go with and to be a friend with. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked to us about friendship, that all friendship will be cut, will be severed. Day of Judgment. Except al-akhillau yawma'idhin ba'duhum li ba'din adu. The intimate friends in life, up to that point, after that point, they will be enemies for one another, except for al-muttaqeen, except for the pious, because it's based on good things. Other friends who negatively affected one another, they will actually be enemies for one another. They will be blaming one another. You are the reason why I'm here. No, you. No, it's because of you. You started talking. But the good people, they will continue to be friends and they will even care for one another. Their love will continue to be there for one another for the hereafter. Okay. Also, the Prophet ﷺ talked to us about the people who will go to Al-Jannah. 7 groups or categories of people go to Jannah without, or they will be in the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when there's no shade but the shade of Allah, meaning being given special premium process thing with Allah. Those 7 people, bring them here, closer to Allah, closer than anybody in the Day of Judgment. That's even before Jannah. One of them and 2 people تحابا في الله, who love each other for the sake of Allah. اجتمع عليه, they get together for the sake of Allah. وتفرقا عليه, and they leave one another also on the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, things that are based on materialistic things, once those are gone, you see people are gone. Like they get together and they leave one another all, I think.
To be the mother, to tend to your children, to there's other things. We can't always be together.
Here an example. Here's an example right here. Why are you coming from your house, leaving things behind? So many attractive things in life. So many attractive things that we can do nowadays, tens of things. You get online, you watch things, you could do things, you can talk to other people, you can just be resting after a long day, but you leave all of that, you decide to leave all of that and just come to the masjid, knowing that you're going to hear things about Islam, about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, about my faith. So why are you coming here? Coming for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sake of being, in the masjid with a good group of people who are coming for the same purpose. See, think about it this way. Allah is looking at us right now, and amongst all the Panama City community, with all respect to everybody, this group of sisters, they are coming together to just talk about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and how to make good friends and how, just talking about friendship in the light of Islam, getting some guidance from our faith. So Allah loves that. And when we leave on that. Like we learn some good things and we, get some enlightenment. So we leave on that. اجتمع عليه وتفرق عليه. Actually, we can turn a lot of things in our life to be done for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Only if we have the good intention. It's not only for the sake of Allah that should be prayer or charity or things like that, but basically any and everything, from going to school, including eating and anything, if you do it with good intention, that can be done for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma, he said that it was, the Prophet ﷺ was asked the question, Ya Rasulullah, which of the people who sat with us or our friends are the best? He said, Man dhakkarakum billahi ru'yatuhu. The person when you see, he reminds you somehow of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are some friends, you see, you remember all the good things that we do outside. Some other friend, not necessarily bad. You see that person, you remember this. You see that friend in this circle, you remember having fun, for example. Or you see that person, he reminds you of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the best of those is the person that he reminds you with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَزَادَكُمْ فِي عِلْمِكُمْ مَنْطِقُهُ. Like, and when he speaks, that enlightens you. Some friends, they talk and talk and talk forever. You see, what did I benefit from that? What am I getting from that? Nothing. But some others, when they speak, it's beneficial talk. وَذَكَّرَكُمْ بِالْآخِرَةِ عَمَلًا. You see their talk is going to give you something good. You're going to learn something. You're going to, be motivated to do something. And if you look at their actions would remind you of that. You see her, mashallah, doing good things. From being a good student to being a good girl to her parents, or a good person at all. So actions, you see their actions, it reminds you with the akhirah. You see them, just seeing them reminds you of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, we have friends. How should we deal with them? Do we have any rights for each other? We happen to be friends. Do we have rights in each other? How should we maintain that relationship? First, we said that let's first choose an essence for that. If the essence is just because she is cool and just say jokes and whatever, there's nothing bad in that, but that's probably not gonna last forever as the suhbah or the friendship that we're talking about. But if you getting together on some good causes, that will probably last longer. If we happen to be friends with somebody, how to maintain this is to really be a good friend yourself. Do not just request things from the other, but you be the good friend. In terms of, to be specific about things, be there for your friend. They will need you. Without even them asking you to be there for them, you got to be there. If you are a true friend, you would know what are the needs of your friend. He needs some help, little help in here. You be there to help him, right? So that's number one thing is you be there for your friend when they need as much as you can. It starts from showing them that you're happy when you see them. And even telling them, the Prophet ﷺ said, if you meet your friend, your Muslim brother, tell him that you love him. If you happen to love somebody, you have a friend, tell them. فَلْيُخْبِرْهُ. So by talk, by smiling, by action, being there for them. It's not only just like being together for some time and leaving. No, be there for one another when it's needed. One important thing is when you make a friend or when you have a friend already, you're not making a prophet, a friend who happened to be a prophet or an angel. It's not going to happen. They will make mistakes. So the best friend of yours, they will make mistakes. They will bother you sometime. They will do things that you don't like. What would you do then? So don't make it like conditional. Yes, if majority of our relationship is they are always making mistakes, then probably those are not the best friends. But when it happens, we have to let go. First of all, we do not talk about one another. We do not believe what reaches us about our friends. Because many people will tell us things. You know what happened? She said that happened. And there is shaitan in there. Yeah. You wouldn't verify it much. No, Allah said verify it first. If it's worth verifying it, do not believe. That's your friend. You're just talking with one another. And now somebody tells you something about her, you go believe that. That's not right. Because someone else is going to tell her something about you, and you would hate it if she believes that right away without verifying it or anything. So even if you're sure they committed them, they made something wrong or they are mistaken, let go. Let go. This is remember the good times and everything, and let go of those things. Accept advice. The true friendship is not that kind of we are that kind of fake friendship or plastic friendship that we just get to know each other on fun things but we do not a Muslim is a mirror for his Muslim brother or sister. He sees you, she sees you from her eyes. You guys see me better than I see myself. I definitely have my angle of looking at myself, but when you see me from outside, that's why this is the concept of feedback. You see feedback from others because you see yourself through the eyes of others, right? So you look from different angles. So a friend is a person who's very close to you. They care for you, but they see you from a different angle. So always give some, and not all the time is going to be an identical vision of you like yours. So they might see you different, and they will tell you, you know what, you have this problem. I advise you to. So they didn't really mean to put you down. If they are true friends, they would rather it's the opposite. They are trying to get rid of the some of the defects or bad things that you do without noticing. So working just like a mirror for you. You look at the mirror and you see your mistakes. So accept their advice and also give them advice as well. Do not assume, do not let the assumption work and there, why did they say that? Why did they do that? No. إياكم والظن فإن الظن أكذب الحديث. A true friend would always forgive and would always find an excuse. Would always think positive, like, yeah, they have done this or they said that, maybe they mean that positive thing. والمنافق يتتبع العثرات. A hypocrite person will always be there to pick up on the person. Once you make something that could mean different things, you will pick up, you will just assume it's bad thing and they mean to hurt and things like this. You guys have anything to add? Okay. I'll make everybody wake up right now. Can a boy and girl be friends? Okay. Did you get the question? Boys, girls. A boy and a girl. Can they be friends? Yes. Why? What? No. Why? Huh? Sahib, okay. And we're talking about friends. This is a very good question in here. She is asking a friend or a friend or a companion or a friend. It, I think it's gonna make a difference, right? So think about this. Me being with you right now, I am what? So I'm with you. I'm sitting with you. I am accompanying you for a certain time. But a friend is probably you're gonna tell her some secrets that you're not gonna tell me, right? And that's normal. Two close friends. So there are two levels in here. So give us your answer both ways. Can a boy be a companion of a bird versus a friend of a bird?
And that would inspire with that person.
Okay.
But I don't
Why not? If he's a good boy, I mean, we're just thinking now. If somebody is good, there should be a reason. If
temptation.
okay, shut up. It's gonna be more. Okay.
Humans natural different sexual desires and thoughts about sex.
Okay. All right. So,
Sex as a way of human actual
all right. So, the question is still there. Did anybody get anything to add into it? Okay.
What the experience saying, how I can understand it is why the guys that are becoming friends, because they know what their desires and what they want. And women are something very innocent. You know, you just don't want to. I'm sorry, I don't want to.
No. So there is, from what I'm seeing here, and it's that's the reality. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created a male and female. And the natural chemistry between a male and a female, if they get close to each other somehow, or the closer they get to one another, it's not gonna just stay there as friends. It's gonna grow into something else normally. Actually, if it does not grow into anything else, this is not natural. I mean, yeah, so this is how it usually works. And this is why Allah said that in there for life to continue. Because if many of us would think what it takes to get married, for example, you have to, if that's how much you spend, it's going to be that much because you have to care for a family. And if you happen to have a child, it's going to be a lot of effort to put in there and a lot. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it something natural that's instantly inside us that will be attracted to one another so that life will continue with a male and female will be, and this is how he created Hawa, Adam and Eve in the beginning. So very naturally, that's even away from religion. Religion came to make life easy for us and make us compatible for with life at large. A male and female, we're not saying that they cannot be sahib in the sense of companions. That's going to happen regardless because you will deal with somebody. You will have a teacher that is a female or a male. You spend a good time with them. You will have people who happen to be close to you. Actually, the first sahib is your dad and mom, siblings, those are there. And then the family, larger family. So you will have to deal with, as males and females, to deal with one another, to get close to one another. But to what level? That's what matters. To what level? Some people may misunderstand Islam in here that it's trying to make segregation and putting, borders or restrictions. It's not that. It is not that. It is just trying to respect, to make us respect who we are and where we are coming from, and take, yeah, some preventive. But other than this, the Sahaba, the Prophet ﷺ dealt with women, they dealt with him. The Sahaba, they, Sayyidah Aisha was teaching out of respect. That intellectual part of the lady is needed. That's okay. But other than this, it's not there. And what you're saying, again, I usually keep this example in there. The woman in specific, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the woman very attractive to males, right? And that is being abused right now in so many commercials. They use the body of a woman to sell something, right? What is the relationship between this kind of a specific commodity, whatever it is, that might not have anything to do with women at all, and then they use somebody who is just dancing or showing something or exposing something? It is being used to attract. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made, we have to just respect where we, it is the same concept of, still up until nowadays in almost everywhere, including here in America, we have bathrooms, different males, females, in airports and public places, wherever we go, right? Is that segregation? So it's just a different level of segregation. Why? We are just humans. And we just, before we get to, we're friends. We are very close friends. We're not going to think anything bad, or do anything bad. Why? I have to go to this room, but she has to go to this room. We have to really respect who we are and the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But so, and one more thing into that. Do you have any more thoughts or ideas? To what level can a boy be a companion of sahib with a girl? Okay. So, yani Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala somehow set that kind of natural barrier, if you like, in there, they may call it. Then the first thing we get to deal with one another, this barrier, decreases a little bit. And then we keep getting closer, take one step forward, the barrier is this kind of wall, think of it like a wall, is getting down a little bit more and more and more and more. The closest we get, then there's nothing in there. So we are in prayer, for example, I've already prayed in a separate area. Why? Because we do some movements and we are here to just focus it. We're not here to be distracted. So if a male and female got that close to each other, there is nothing wrong in that. But you are interested in going any further, get married. Marriage is there. That's the right way for it. But anything other than this, if it gets to that level, is not right. And yes, and I'm telling you from my side, that's not to accuse men of anything, but the nature of them is they will take advantage of that. They will take advantage of that, and always the woman will be, the one who is suffering or something.
So even if you have basic friends, you comment on pictures you post, usually something of yourself, you will realize that this is the point of you by yourself. It's almost like you're in a room with this boy by yourself, with this girl by yourself. And I think
And I can tell you also, I have some idea, you know, how much talk is there that a boy or boys, the group, amongst themselves, talking about this very picture in there that she is sharing. See, just sharing it out of, you know, not really meaning anything or to provoke anybody or anything, but they are talking about it and they are analyzing it their own way amongst. So, yeah, we need to think about that. But somebody, I mean, we will be with people in classrooms, in workplaces. Let's just keep that you know level of respect in there and leave some space in there between us because you don't want many people to cross in there into your private area, especially in Facebook and subhanallah, I don't know, I'm not accusing or judging anybody, but you see some people that share things on Facebook that they wouldn't even share, they wouldn't show it to the community. But it's the same concept. If you share that on Facebook, it's not only to the community or to that group, it's to the world. The world would see that. Probably we need to think about so many concepts of our life. Where should we go? Where should we end? But again, coming back to the concept of a true friend. Let's not talk about those thousands of friends or hundreds of friends that we might have on Facebook. They are called friends. They're not all of them are true friends, but the true friend is the person who will be there by your side. If you happen to have one true friend in your life, that's you're winning. You have to keep that friend and do your best to keep that friend because it's rizq and it's a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you if you have a few of them. Right? Okay. Do you have more into that? We conclude here, inshallah. Okay, Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you. I'm not going to hold you any longer. Do you think it's too late after Isha? Make it before Isha or? Huh? After Isha is good? Too late? Huh? Let's just talk about it. I mean, if we make it before Isha, it's going to be probably an hour before Isha from 7 or something, maybe 7 to 8 or 7:30. Oh, 7:30. 7:30 to 8:30 or something. Versus after Isha. Isha is going to be even later, in a week or two. It's going to be 9 after Isha. Okay. You study at this time or something before Isha? You do? Okay. Okay. So anybody else would have any preference? Yes. And yes, that's a good thing here. Let's decide about that and then decide about the topic for next week. Looks like majority are okay with it being after Isha, so inshallah we make it short about that. Okay? Looks like, what do you think? Fine either way. Fine either way. Sister Farida? Doesn't matter. It does. Either way. طيب يا شادة can you okay, you're gonna come inshallah 7:30, the one after, not morning. Not that early. خلاص. So we do it before Isha inshallah 7:30. Is that fine with everybody? 7:30. 7:30 to 8:30. Okay. All right. طيب inshallah. Topic for next time. Anybody's thinking anything? Tuesdays, every Tuesday. This dars is going on forever. I mean, in Ramadan we stop. In Ramadan and some vacations we stop. But yeah, it's been going on every Tuesday, either before Isha or after Isha. All right. So, any topic in mind? Just me? All others? Okay. Okay, can you discuss it and then decide about it and maybe contact Sister Yasmin about the topic and we can talk about it and find somebody to present it. Do you like to present it, Yasmin? Yumna? Just open up, make a little research. You coming next week, Shalom? Okay. طيب, inshallah. Find out. I don't want to put anybody in the spot. Just find the topic and see who is comfortable presenting it. And just make a quick research and present it, inshallah. All right? Okay.